Urgent Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Pittsburgh Steelers updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Steelers Nation! Today, we have some explosive news coming from the NFL that's got everyone talking, especially our loyal Steelers fans. I mean, if you're not already sitting down, you might want to do that now because what's unfolding in the league right now could have a huge impact on our team's future. The Miami Dolphins, a team that's been making waves lately, just pulled off a series of shocking roster moves. They've been clearing house, making some bold trades, cutting players, and bringing in new faces that could change the dynamics of the AFC East. And, surprisingly, amidst all this chaos, there are rumors swirling about a potential blockbuster deal involving none other than Tyreek Hill, the speedster wide receiver who's been one of the league's most electrifying talents over the past few seasons. Now, for those of us who follow the Steelers closely, this is the kind of news that makes you sit up and pay attention. Because if the Dolphins are shaking things up this drastically, it signals a team that's trying to recalibrate, retool, and get serious about competing at the highest level. And in the middle of all this, the whispers about Tyreek Hill possibly moving to the Steelers have only intensified. Just imagine what that could mean, adding a player of Hill's caliber to our already talented roster. It's enough to get any Steelers fan dreaming big, isn't it? But let's back up a little and analyze what's been happening in Miami first, because these moves aren't just random, they're strategic and tell us a lot about how the Dolphins see their future. Recently, Miami made some massive roster cuts, releasing veterans and promising young players alike. They've been bringing in new free agents, signing players from other teams, and even making trades that seem aimed at bolstering their offense. All of this points to a team that's not content with just making the playoffs. They want to go further, maybe even contend for a Super Bowl in the next couple of seasons. And if you look at their recent draft picks and contract signings, it's clear they're trying to build a balanced squad with a mix of youth and experience. Their coaching staff, led by Mike McDaniel, is emphasizing speed and versatility, which is exactly what Tyreek Hill embodies. It would be a perfect fit, wouldn't it? To have that kind of explosive weapon on the field, stretching defenses and opening up opportunities for their quarterback. But then, the rumors get even more intriguing. Reports suggest that the Dolphins and the Steelers have been in talks about Hill, or at least there's serious interest from both sides. Could the Steelers be the team to land this game-changing wide receiver? Well, for Steelers fans, this is the kind of news that sparks hope. We all know how much we need that dynamic playmaker on offense, someone who can turn a short pass into a long touchdown, or create separation against the toughest defenders in the league. Kenny Pickett, our promising young quarterback, has shown flashes of brilliance, but he's missing that elite weapon to really take his game to the next level. Adding Hill would do just that. It would also send a message to the league that the Steelers are here to compete, to win, and to do so with star power. Now, let's talk a little about the current state of our team. The Steelers have been going through some transitions lately. We've seen a new coaching staff take the reins, with Mike Tomlin still leading the charge, aiming to bring back that winning culture that Steelers fans know and love. The defense, historically one of the league's best, remains a stronghold with players like TJ Watt, who's coming off another dominant season. Offensively, there's been a lot of talk about the development of Kenny Pickett, our young quarterback, and whether he's ready to take the leap into superstardom. The offensive line has been a point of concern at times, but there's hope that with the right additions, we can shore up those gaps. The big question now is, do we need a player like Tyreek Hill? And honestly, if the price is right, and if the fit makes sense, I think every Steelers fan would say, yes, absolutely. Think about what Hill could bring to the table. Speed, agility, route running precision, these are things that can elevate an offense from good to elite in just a matter of plays. Pairing him with a quarterback like Pickett, who's got a cannon arm and a growing confidence, could be a recipe for some serious fireworks. It's not just about the stats, either, It's about the mindset, about sending a message that the Steelers are serious about contending in a league that's getting faster and more explosive every year. And this isn't just idle speculation. Behind the scenes, there are reports that Hill's camp has been exploring options, and teams like the Dolphins, Jets, and even, surprisingly, the Steelers, are all in the mix. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing, and for Steelers fans, it's one of those moments where you start dreaming of the possibilities. But let's not forget, trades like these aren't simple. They involve draft picks, salary cap considerations, and a lot of negotiations. The Steelers have been smart about managing their cap space, and they've shown that they're willing to make bold moves when the right opportunity comes along. Historically, the Steelers have always been cautious with big-name trades, but when it's about acquiring someone who can make an immediate impact, they're not afraid to pull the trigger. And Hill, with his proven track record of game-changing plays, is exactly that type of player. Imagine him lining up on the outside, or even in the slot, catching those quick passes and turning them into touchdowns. It's the kind of weapon that defenses just can't stop, and it could transform our offense overnight. Of course, we need to keep our eyes peeled for official confirmations. Nothing is set in stone until a deal is announced, but the signs are pointing towards a very interesting offseason for the Steelers. Will they pull the trigger? Will they make that bold move and bring in a superstar like Hill? That's what we're all waiting to find out. And beyond just the individual player, it's about the message that such a move sends to the rest of the league. The Steelers are serious about winning, about reclaiming their place at the top of the AFC, and about making 2024 one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. Now, as fans, we've seen our team go through ups and downs over the years. We've celebrated Super Bowl victories, suffered tough losses, and always remained loyal. The Steelers have a rich history of legendary players, fierce defenses, and clutch moments that are etched into NFL history. From Terry Bradshaw to Jerome Bettis, from James Harrison's iconic strip sack to Ben Roethlisberger's clutch drives, it's a legacy built on resilience, grit, and a never-say-die attitude. And that's what makes this potential move so exciting. If the Steelers do manage to land a player like Hill, it would be another chapter in that storied history, a new legend in the making. Looking ahead, the upcoming offseason will be critical. Free agency, the draft, and possible trades are all on the horizon, and every move will be scrutinized by fans and analysts alike. The Steelers are well known for their strategic approach, building through the draft, developing young talent, and making shrewd signings that fit their culture. But every now and then, they surprise us with a blockbuster move, and that's what makes following this team so thrilling. We've seen it before with big trades or signings that turned the tide of a season. Could this be one of those moments? The signs are pointing in that direction, and as Steelers fans, we're watching every development with bated breath. So, as we wrap up today's deep dive into the latest NFL buzz, especially regarding our beloved Steelers, remember that the offseason is just getting started. The league never sleeps, and neither do we. The possibility of adding a game-changer like Tyreek Hill to our roster could be the catalyst that pushes us over the edge, back into championship contention. The Steelers have always been about resilience, teamwork, and making those smart, impactful moves. And right now, it feels like we're on the cusp of something big. Keep your eyes glued, stay tuned for updates, and let's hope that the next chapter in Steelers history is about to be written. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the Steelers should go all in for a player like Hill? Or do you think we should stick to our traditional draft and develop approach? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team itself. We're all in this together, rooting for our Steelers to bring home the glory once again. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and breaking news, so stay tuned for everything Steelers. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in years, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Steelers!